Hey everyone, thanks for listening. And we just wanted to take a moment to mention the Black Lives Matter movement and show our support for it.
If you'd like to help donate, you can go to the NAACP Defense and Education Fund, and you can also donate to the Bail Fund Project.
If you can't afford to donate, we understand, but please consider signing petitions like Justice for George Floyd, which are found on change.org.
Also, if you love video games, you can head on over to itch.io, where they're hosting the largest bundle of history of over 700 projects available. And it's called the Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality, and they ask for a minimum donation of $5. And our game, Order a Pizza, is also available through the bundle.
So thanks everybody for your time, and we're going to get back onto the episode.
Have a great Pride Month, everybody.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Dark Future Dice, Book 2, Chapter 13 of the DollMaker. My name is Pat, and I play DP.
I'm Lindsay, and I play Barbora.
And I'm Titus, and I am the DM/referee.
We're going to get right into the episode, but before we do, I just want to say stick around for some announcements, and we'd like to thank our Patreon producers, Christian Fish and Zetz.
Last chapter, Barb and DP had split up. DP went with Shane Deacon to the Damsel Research Facility, mobile one, on a giant luxury cruiser, and Barbora went off with Sleazy Chan and the dog Chip to meet up with Sleazy Chan's dealer. So let's start with DP. DP, you are on the deck of a very large luxury cruiser that has been converted into a research lab. On the deck, there are several levels going upwards with terrariums on them. You can see kind of strange vegetation inside of these crystal domes and tiny bugs flying around inside them. A few of them have research assistants in hazmat suits moving around, fiddling with equipment or taking readings. And Shane Deacon is leaving the landing area and walking towards one of the decks. What do you do?
He's just leaving me behind? He's just kind of
I guess
walking
he's
ahead?
expecting you to kind of follow him.
Okay. Oof. I'm just gonna go ahead and follow him for now. No, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? If I can't, if no one will see me, I'm gonna see if I can take the discs out of my briefcase and put them in a more secure location, maybe in my pocket somewhere, like in my pants pocket.
This is two rolls. It's a pickpocket. Which also kind of does sleight of hand stuff, and a hide as well to conceal it on you.
Cool. Here we go. Okay, first one's a 6.
Mm-hmm. So you are proficient in pickpocket.
Okay, cool. There goes for the second one. 7.
Nice.
Okay. It's hard to judge how well that went. No one was really watching you, from what you can tell.
Cool. Okay, well, that's my move, and I'm gonna just now follow Deacon.
He's like, why don't you, calls back to you, come up to the captain's office. Let me get you a drink before you go down there.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm down.
You enter into a little bit of a lounge that has windows on all sides. No one else is there. Shane Deacon grabs a bottle and pours 2 glasses for you and sits down and offers you one.
Okay, I take it.
He drinks deeply from his glass and breathes a sigh of relief.
Okay, I take a drink.
He looks at you and he kind of changes his attitude, smiles a little bit, and he says, I used to be just like you. You know, I was a pusher in Night City. I worked my way up. Then I lost everything. Dr. Hillman came to me when I had nothing. I was basically a marked man. She transformed me into what I am today. I'm very protective of her. She can be a little too trusting.
And what makes you say that?
She didn't grow up the way that we did. She is a child of privilege, I guess, from the corporate class. Best schools, that kind of thing. Never really had to confront the streets.
Mm. So what are you today? You're not a fixer anymore, or a man of the streets, as you said, so...
I still am, I guess. I'm sort of a go-between between her world and yours.
Mm. Well, a job well done, I guess. Here we are.
Yes, indeed, job well done. You know, I thought it was a mistake to bring you two into this operation. I may have been wrong. So far, you've played your part very well.
You keep talking about us playing our part. You know, I'm getting a little sensitive about that.
Yeah, I suppose freedom is important to you, but we all have to serve somebody.
Sure. I mean, but I am a business owner, so I serve myself. And also the good people who enjoy our you know, meats and things of that nature, you know, nuts, mixed nuts. We sell a lot of those.
They are very fine meats, and I'm happy that you're selling them, to be honest.
Yeah.
But how long do you think you can make it out there on your own? And are you really a business owner? Do you really feel like this business was given to you, or did you earn it?
You know, I feel like that's a philosophical question. And have I earned it through suffering with working under assholes and being taken advantage of throughout my entire life? Has that earned me something? Or is it that I needed to earn it by paying for a loan to have a space and sell and meet the right people, you know? Like, what does it matter in the end?
Like I said, I was in your position once in Night City, and you think that all that suffering has meaning, but I'll tell you something. Life doesn't have meaning, but if you look for it, you'll find it. Do you catch my meaning?
Yeah, I guess. If you look for it, you'll find, you know, you'll make connections even though there's nothing there, I guess is what you're saying.
You've probably stumbled on some things that have raised a lot of questions. I'm not sure if you ever asked yourself if you're ready for the answers.
The answers that you have?
You are risking a lot by coming here alone. I hope you have something of value to talk to Dr. Hillman about.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I got things of value to talk to her about her. I hope she has some things of value to talk to me, honestly.
Well, if you decide to meet her, be careful. You better know exactly what you want to ask her. If it's about negotiating terms of the job, all that goes through me. I deal with the logistics of this project. She's the brains of this operation. Mm-hmm. She deals with the big ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason why I wanted to come here, is to see what's the big idea, you know?
He stops for a second and holds his hand to his ear, and then he turns back to you. your friend Barbora isn't at the top 40 karaoke bar.
Well, that's concerning.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Any idea where she might be?
Well, no, that's where I left her.
Really? That's interesting. I'm just looking here. It looks like our team pulled the log from the hospital security system. Someone with an illegal monofilament modification exited the building shortly after we left. She was accompanied by another person and an unregistered Cyberhound unit. But that can't be Barbora because you left her at the top 40 karaoke bar, right?
It could have been anybody, you know? There's a lot of people that fit that description.
Really?
You know? Well, she could have shown up after we left and then left, knowing that I wasn't there. How am I supposed to know what Barb's doing all the time?
That's interesting because I do know, because the hospital security system logged their entrance and their exit. So I know that she came in there with you.
All right, what's your
And
point,
I know
Shane Deacon? All right, I lied. Fine, you got me.
he comes in closer and takes a more friendly tone. I know you think you are protecting her, but you're not. She's in great danger, and without her, this whole operation will fall apart. And then he turns around. I hope you made the right decision by coming here. I hope wherever she is, she's at least safe. Barbora, Sleazy Chan takes you to the center of the island, sort of downtown area, to a place called the Catalina Island Museum. Well, the full name of the building is actually the Ada Blanche Wrigley Schreier Building.
Okay.
Catalina Island Museum. But it's a small building with an adobe facade. It's got two wings that come out of the main structure with open walkways with Roman-style pillars on the second floor. The front is covered in graffiti at the bottom, but it tapers off as you look up the building to where you can see that people couldn't reach anymore. And there are two hanging images on either side of a large smashed window. One is of an old-timey baseball player and the other of an old-timey actress. Sleazy Chan turns to you. You're with her and Chip the Cyberdog. And she says, don't use my real name in here. Call me Margaret. And don't mention the corporation we work for.
You mean Zygoptera or LGBT?
Either of those.
Okay. Sure.
You need a fake name too.
Charlie, I guess. I like the name Charlie.
Charlie. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. You're Charlie. And who am I?
Margaret.
Okay, good. Good. She knocks on the door. And after a while, a strange man comes and opens the door. He has bleached blonde hair, blue sunglasses, and wears a sun visor. He has a red jacket that is covered in splotches of paint.
Okay.
And he says, hello?
Hi.
Hey, Margaret. Who's your, friend?
I'm Charlie. Who are
Hey,
you?
Charlie. My name is Vapor Harmful.
Vapor Harmful.
That's me. So, what are you guys doing here? Sleazy's like, hey, Vapor, we just need a place to lay low for a second. Can we come in? He's like, yeah, sure, yeah, of course. And let me know if you need anything. But just to warn you guys, it's a little bit of a dour mood right now, you know? It's kind of in the middle of like a little memorial for our friend, but the more the merrier, so like come on in. And
Okay.
he leads you into the museum. The museum inside is covered in paint, and you can kind of smell splotches of paint and graffiti all over it. You can see several kind of defaced exhibits, one to do with an old baseball club called the Chicago Cubs, and another one that seems to concern itself with chewing gum. Inside, there is another man sitting in a barrel that's been overturned from one of the exhibits. He's an older gentleman with a white beard and green spiked hair. God. He's wearing a tank top and drinking Smash. You can see one of the exhibits has been closed off, and all around it are hollow photos and letters with big letters painted over saying R.I.P. Addison. It looks like a little shrine, and the door has been closed off. The two men are hanging out in front of there, drinking Smash, with a small fire inside and hanging out.
Okay. Who was Addison? I guess I asked Vapor.
She was like really cool, you know, like a real good friend, you know, like me. And like, allow me to introduce, sorry, like my manners, allow me to introduce, this is also, allow me to introduce Psycho Diogenesis. I don't know if I said that right. But anyway, we kind of lived here with Addison, and she was just like a real cool person. And it's like fucking tragic that she's gone, you know?
Okay. Do you know how she went?
The old man Psycho speaks up. He has a Norwegian accent. He says, yeah, she cut herself open.
Oh.
She became obsessed with some idea that she was changed when she went to prison. Thought there was some kind of chip or something in her head.
Uh-oh.
And Vapor's like, yeah, you know, she just kind of like spent all day plugged into the net or painting her mural, never really slept. And back to Psycho. One day, she tried to take her chipware socket out. We found her in her room. Back to Vapor. Fucking PCDF, you know? I fucking blame them. Them or the fucking aliens. It's one or the other.
I definitely, I definitely agree with the petrochem statement. I don't trust them either.
Do you want some, like, Smash? Sorry. Where are my manners? Here's some beer and some pills. We kind of had a lot going on, you know. We
Oh, no worries.
had a little agreement with Addison, like the three of us, like whoever went first. And I always thought it was going to be you, Psycho, but like I guess just because you're older. But ended up being Addison, that we would just, take the body into the Ripper dock and everyone else would kind of throw a party.
I see.
Outside, you can hear sort of clamoring in the streets and the unrest that's occurring outside.
Right. I guess I turn to Vapor and I'm like, do you know anything about what's going on with Petrochem right now? And like, why is there so much unrest going on?
I mean, they're fucking taking people off the street.
Really?
And trying to blame it on the fucking DollMaker. And that's bullshit. It's them. I even know where they're fucking keeping them. And I'm going to go down there and I'm going to fucking help my friends and I'm going to burn the place to the ground.
Wow.
Just need a little bit of time to like get my head straight about it. But Psycho kind of laughs at this idea.
Yeah, like, do you have the means of committing such a terrorist act? Like,
yeah.
Yeah?
For sure. I mean, like, obviously I could deal with like some better stuff, but like I still have some pretty good like fire bombs and like, I've also got like a demo reel I'm planning to play the whole time. Just kind of really get the energy right for the whole situation.
I see. Okay. Well,
I'm a bit of an artist, like a singer, artist. Psycho is like the philosopher, and Addison was also like an artist, but then also like a netrunner.
Right.
It's kind of like a bit of a fucking creative commune that we got going on. We've kind of reclaimed the space here in the museum and kind of like repurposed it,
Okay. Well, I need this. I kind of needed a place to lay low, and I think you guys will serve me well, or serve this purpose well.
For sure, but like, why do you need to stay low? What's your story?
Well, you know what happened with Addison? I know why she never slept. Because the same thing's happening to me. I served a few months in the NAVFAC prison as well, a few months ago, and I have been having disturbing dreams. And every time I fall asleep, I wake up plugged in to a cyber deck, and I don't remember doing it. And I'm just concerned that my fate will be the same as Addison's if I don't get to the bottom of this.
Psycho drinks his beer and he turns to you and he's like, yeah, I hope for your sake that doesn't happen. And you're welcome to stay here as long as you want.
Thank you. Yeah, so I do know some things about Petrochem. I definitely can confirm that Petrochem is somewhat behind the cover-up of the DollMaker case. And I plan to put a stop to them and also find out who was really behind the case. But as such, I've been kind of living off the grid, and my partners have been compromised, and they want to know where my whereabouts are, and I don't know what they'll do if they find out where I am. So that's why I'm asking such a big favor of you. So yeah, just try to keep it on the DL that I'm here. I guess that's all that I ask.
Yeah, Vapor says, like, I can definitely understand that because, like, I'm also kind of, like, on the run for a few misdemeanors, and, like, I definitely, this is, like, a fucking no-snitch zone, Like,
Cool.
Everybody here is not really supposed to be here.
All right, I can respect that. Down with the establishment. And I guess
Fuck them.
Yeah, I take a swig of the drink that they offered me.
Psycho turns around a little bit and is like, I feel like I should just say something about Addison, you know?
Sure.
Life's terrible. It's full of suffering. Addison kind of made that suffering a little more bearable. And the world feels a little more empty now that she's gone. The fucking corporations like Petrochem, they just think that they can use us for whatever they want and, well, fuck them. You know what I mean? And so I thought you were crazy, Vapor, but why not? You know, fuck it. Let's go burn that place to the ground. Once I get a little more sober, I guess. And he leans back into his barrel. And Vapor is like, so, like, the same thing that happened to Addison's happening to you?
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to have someone watch over me when I sleep. And I think the best person, or I guess canine for the job, is Chip here.
Mother? Chip says.
Yeah.
Who looks to you?
Yes, you're the only dog in the room. So
What's a dog?
That's what you are. You're not aware that you're a dog? Oh, God.
I'm your boy.
Okay. Margaret, did you do something to this dog like to make it think that it's a person and not a dog?
Sleazy Chan is like, no, that would be really strange. I worked on it in kind of the mechanics of it, but I don't really understand its programming. And then she kind of whispers to you, I think he's really old. Like, he might be breaking down a little bit.
Oh, God. This was really worth that that business deal with the Christmases, huh?
She kind of misses your sarcasm and is like, yeah, I'm glad you think so. And she pets Chip.
Okay, well, anyway, Chip, I'm going to need you to watch me while I sleep. And if I do anything...
It would be my pleasure.
Yeah, I know. If I do anything that's strange, like get up and plug into a cyber deck or something, you alert anyone you can.
Go into alert status?
Yeah.
Yes, Mother.
Good boy.
When you say good boy... Chip almost cries.
Oh my God. Whatever that looks like for a dog, like a dog crying
it's like
is just
the
whining.
wet-eyed look, yeah, of the big puppy eyes, including his kind of faraway, brain-hacked look. But
Okay.
and he tries to lick your face.
No, none of that. Thank you. You just sit there and be quiet. All right.
It's so mean.
So back at the damsel, you and Shane are having a drink. And he kind of motions to a large set of doors that are in the captain's kind of lounge. And he says, the director's just through those doors. Dr. Hillman, down on deck 5.
Okay.
But whatever you think, I can tell you 2 things right now. 1, The DollMaker is just a man. Just one crazy person. They had help. They're probably connected. They are connected. But everything else, it's just smoke and mirrors. And I know that's going to be really disappointing to hear. You want to believe that something like this has meaning, but it's just the insane actions of an insane man.
What makes you say that?
He pulls out a dossier from his briefcase and he kind of taps on it. And then he gets very serious and he looks over at you and he says, that elevator, that door, it's a threshold. Once you've crossed, and I have crossed it, and I don't regret it, but it's a big decision. One that I didn't really understand until after I had crossed it. One that's impossible to explain to someone who hasn't. The damsel, once you cross that threshold, she owns you. Some people will spend their whole lives here and never leave, like Dr. Hillman. Others like me will come and go as they please, but when you go down that elevator, you never really leave the damsel.
Maybe you don't, but I'm DP. I don't know if
Right.
you heard.
You're special. The rules don't apply to you. I get it.
Yeah. I'm glad you do, because you just seemed like you forgot there for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to roll because this is not convincing at all. This is a defense mechanism that DP is just trying to he's
Big himself up in this situation?
Yeah, he's a little scared. I'm going to be back to check on my friend, by the way. So, you're talking about transformativeness and all that kind of stuff. It'll be just regular DP coming back to check on his friend, or it'll be transformed damsel infected DP or whatever coming back to check on his friend. But I'm going to be back regardless. So, hope you are taking care of him.
He
It's like a disappointed
takes
parent.
a long time to think about it.
It's like a disappointed parent.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, for sure. He's disappointed. He's like, look, I'll make you an offer. This dossier, it has everything you need to take down the DollMaker. Take it, leave, do the job, get paid, take a vacation, grow old, have fun, and sleep well at night. Or you go down there, you meet Dr. Hillman, and you still get the dossier.
Well, I'm going to go down there.
Okay. I'll see you when you get back. Oh, and the decon is very vigorous, so if you feel a little disoriented, you may have a few mild hallucinations, but don't worry, that's just the medicine.
I'm sorry?
The elevator door opens.
What are you getting into?
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Hallucinations. Sure. I go, I guess.
You get into the elevator?
Yeah.
It's a completely plain white elevator. There are several buttons. You can see the lowest one, deck 5.
Okay, I push that.
Okay.
I'm going to do a roll, just like a perception roll.
Okay. What do you
I'm just looking for any cameras or anything. Okay, 7.
So that's fairly high. I guess what you notice is that there's really nothing in here other than the buttons. And on kind of second glance, you notice that there's really only one button. You kind of thought that there was a panel with all of these buttons for the different floors, but there's only one that says Deck 5. And there's no security, there's nothing. And this vigorous decon that Deacon was talking about is nowhere to be seen. And with that, the elevator doors close. Okay, Barb. About 2 hours has passed. You've been sitting here with Sleazy Chan, with Vapor, and with Psycho, and Chip, and Vapor, Psycho, and Sleazy Chan have been getting kind of progressively more messed up and more incoherent. And the day's kind of wearing on, and Psycho is passed out, Vapor's kind of mumbling to himself, and Sleazy Chan kind of seems in a daze. But Chip is over by that door with R.I.P. Addison on it, sniffing around.
What do you smell, Chip?
Chip's voice kind of suddenly changes, and he's like, "Mother, I have located a scent that was present in the scrub zone with a 97% certainty."
Whoa. And like on Addison's grave?
I'm Chip.
Okay, it's the door. Okay. So I guess that must mean that Addison was in contact with the scrub zone. Would it be like uncouth to start investigating her door now, right now? Since they just like had a memorial for her and everything.
Do you want to make a social roll? I guess I can't
Sure.
answer that question for you.
Yeah. I guess I'll make a social roll.
They're both like not even present, like mentally, anyways.
Well, that's good because I rolled a 2.
I think with Barb's empathy and personality, you're just like, no, it's fine.
Yeah, I just go.
And they're also completely out of it.
Yeah.
So
I'm just gonna go.
your
in
calculation is that it's totally fine.
there. Okay.
You press open the door, and it goes into a kind of what was, when this was a museum, like a bit of a private exhibit. So enclosed from the other areas. Oftentimes when a private exhibit would come to the museum, this would be, an additional charge on the ticket, and people would come in to see whatever thing was in town.
Right.
But here, inside, you see a room that was used by a person. It looks like Addison had a little bit more privacy than the other two living here. And make an awareness notice check.
Okay. Out of 6.
So you see several things. The first that becomes very apparent when you walk in is the bed that she slept on, which was a mattress that she found probably in a junk pile. And it's covered with bloodstains. And you perceive that this is where she killed herself.
Right.
The other thing that is very obvious is that there is a giant mural painted on 2 of the walls in the corner. Lastly, you also see a desk with a cyber deck on it that's been smashed to pieces.
Wow.
With writing on the wall above it that says, "From now on, everything must be analog." There's also hollow photos and some scrawling on paper near the desk, but each of these things can be investigated further.
I'm going to investigate the mural further. What is that of? I got an 8.
The mural, okay.
Yeah.
The mural on the wall is almost like it has many layers to it, so I'll just describe it all. You can see the PCDF, the Petrochem Defense Force, as the doll soldier that you saw in the scrub zone. You can tell this by their nutcracker jaws that are drawn on.
Wow.
All this is kind of done in chalks and paint. And they are capturing people and cutting them up into pieces and reforming them into dolls. Above them, a man sits on a throne with crazy eyes and tentacles reaching out towards them. And below him is the scrub zone, with the buildings in different states, brand new, some old, some destroyed, and pieces of it disintegrating. And underneath the scrub zone, an illuminated woman, angelic.
Okay. Take that to mean that, I guess, Callista is supposed to be at the bottom of everything. And
she's portrayed below the surface of
of the scrub
the
zone.
scrub zone.
Is that literal? Like, is she literally in the core of the scrub zone? She's part of the AI. I understand that much. But I guess the core of the AI is like at the bottom of the scrub zone.
Below the surface,
Yeah,
yes.
which would be like below the sea, I guess. Yeah.
And you can see the sea presented as kind of a line inside of the mural.
Okay. The puppet master must be the top, I guess. With the tentacles.
DollMaker.
DollMaker, yeah.
The puppet master's the thing from that other
Yeah.
sci-fi series.
Right. DollMaker. A man with crazy eyes. Okay. So then I guess I'll investigate the scraps of paper on the desk next.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 3 on that one.
So it's very hard to decipher through all of this, but as to why the cyber, you can't figure out what happened, but it looks like the cyber deck was destroyed, not just by one strike, but by multiple strikes, smashed to pieces. And then there's just, it's overwhelming in terms of the numbers of papers that are there. So you don't get anything more from that.
Okay. Damn it. I do appreciate the message on the wall saying everything must be analog now. I'm like, not hard for me. I have no tech. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna do like one more like kind of awareness notice, see if I roll high for like any other kind of details.
I guess I'll have to ask you that something has to change in order for you to make another roll.
Right. Okay. Okay, I call Chip in. Chip,
Okay.
can you smell the bed for me? Can you get a whiff of this blood? Tell me. Tell me if that's been in contact with the scrub zone.
Okay. I'm going to roll for Chip. Hold on.
Wasn't there one more thing to investigate?
Just this
The bed.
The bed. That's what
Right,
I'm doing
okay.
now.
So Chip sniffs around and points to something in the pillows.
Oh.
And it's like, again, speaks in that voice. This object has the scent pattern that we discussed earlier, Mother.
Okay, and I guess I need to investigate the pillow.
You can see the chipware socket that was actually taken out of Addison's
Wow.
head. And you can't, it looks like there's tissue
Ew.
in the actual chipware sockets. And you don't know whether this is just from the botched job or what have you. But this is the thing that Chip was talking about.
I have a creeping suspicion that this tissue was like implanted in her head as well.
Mm-hmm.
No.
There's more to investigate on the bed, so why don't you make
Yeah.
another roll?
Sure.
And why don't you make a hide roll, actually?
Oh, okay. Well, I rolled a 5 for investigation.
We'll make that your hide roll.
Oh, okay. And a crit on the investigation then.
Oh, okay. You, with your kind of knowledge of combat, you can kind of see how it was done. And it was definitely done by Addison. This wasn't a hit.
Mm.
You also find underneath, inside the mattress, a slit that's been opened up. And inside it are hollow photos. All of them are the back of someone's neck who you assume to be Addison. And there's scrawled ramblings all over them, as well as lines kind of in marking what you guess would be where the incision was supposed to go.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So, I guess, where did it say it was? Like, the back of her neck?
Yeah. The chipware, the neural processor is kind of usually inserted into the base of your spine. And you can have it, the interface plugs can either be on like in your head or sometimes your neck,
Right.
but around that area. But it was where the where processor was and the chipware socket inside of that.
Oh no. Is
She
this
was planning-
suggesting what I have to do, something that I really don't like? Anyone have any good surgical skills? Oh god.
What do you do?
I guess I keep the photos and I keep the chip thing that she removed. I don't know how to keep it like safe though. Like, is there like a Ziploc bag that I could use or something to keep it in?
You don't have any on your person.
No. Yeah, I guess I just put it in my pockets. One of my pockets.
You insert the bloody cyberware into your pockets.
Yeah.
The blood's mostly dried, so
Gross though.
but it's still gross. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I go to sleep. Is Sleazy Chan still conscious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like her eyes are still open.
Okay. I go over to her and I just kind of like say quietly, like, I just looked inside of Addison's room and found a lot of disturbing things.
Like what?
Like the means of which she removed this chipware, or what's it called, chip socket from her head or from her spine, and she took photos of where she thought it was, and I guess she just went for it.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I found the actual chip, and I was wondering maybe if you could take a look at it and see if you can like figure out how it works, because I have a sneaking suspicion that this hardware is inside of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sleazy Chan has a look at it. You didn't tell me there were two of them.
To what?
Two chipwares. Sockets? Also two hands. I gotta lie down for a bit, Barb.
Okay. You go to sleep. I'll just save this for tomorrow.
Okay.
I guess I kind of stay up. I try not to go to sleep. I mean, I would find it hard to sleep after learning all that shit anyways. But yeah, now I'm really afraid of going to sleep.
Okay. Make an endurance check.
Sure. Ugh, 3. Not good.
So yeah, you don't pass out. You're able to keep yourself up. you're kind of tired, and so it's a little more difficult to do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you want to spend your time doing while you're doing this? Or are you just staying up?
I'm just staying up, I guess.
It's going to be, I guess, more difficult to just kind of sit there and not do anything.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe I look around the museum, look at the art that Vapor Harmful has made or something. Like, does he have tapes or something I can watch?
Okay. Make a history roll.
Oh, history 7.
Okay. From what you can tell, a long time ago, a rich man who owned a gum factory actually bought this island.
Oh.
And it was used by a baseball team for their spring training. It's not particularly useful information, but
No.
it's world building.
Yeah, it's kind of weird and interesting.
And Vapor's art is pretty indecipherable. It's
Just like I thought it would be.
yeah, it's pretty
Avant-garde, if you will.
Well, yeah, you could use words like that. I guess the abstract impressionists would be the closest thing. Kind of a lot of splatters
Right.
and sprays.
You know, a lot of people think, oh, that would be easy to do, but it's actually really hard. Speaking as someone who went to art school and actually tried to do it.
For sure. And, you could call it like a iconoclast in a way, because it's kind of destroying this other art and making a statement by doing this. So
Okay.
what that statement is, I guess, is up for debate, but...
Right. I still find something to appreciate in it, I guess.
Okay.
As Barb.
DP, back inside the elevator. You can kind of feel the elevator descending. And it seems to be taking an inordinately long amount of time. And it feels like it's descending further and further and further.
Can I do something while it's ascending?
Yep.
I was going to look at the discs.
Okay. Roll your awareness notice.
10.
10.
Yeah.
Roll again.
Yeah, roll again.
4.
You start to feel very strange about all this, and when you go to find the discs that you hid inside of your jacket, you realize that you're not wearing your jacket. You're in a white jumpsuit.
Shit.
Oh no.
Okay. Anything else?
With an awareness notice that high, you I guess you can sort of feel a certain amount of time that you can't account for.
I start to look around more and try and find a way out of this elevator.
There's nothing inside the elevator except for that one button, as I mentioned before.
And it's just going down.
It's just going down and down and down. An impossibly amount of down.
Okay.
In fact.
And is there anything else I notice about what's on me or anything like that?
You just notice that your when you sort of flash your hands in front of your eyes, there's like a streaking effect. Like a mouse from the 90s. Or I guess what psychedelic drugs might feel like.
Oh, I
It's
see.
Framey.
Okay.
It's framey.
Yeah. So I'm fucked up right now. I have, I think, resist drugs or something.
Oh yeah, you do.
So I'm going to roll.
Yeah.
9.
Wow. That's really good.
You kind of try to really like concentrate, do that thing where you try to almost sober yourself up, and for a second your arms aren't in front of your face, they're at your sides and restrained, and then they're back in front of your face again.
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus.
And then the elevator seems to come out of the bottom of the ship, and it's going down into the ocean. And the light from above is fading, and it's getting darker and darker.
I start to try and like shake, you know, and like kind of in a feeling of like trying to like rip out whatever
Get out of your
restraints I thought I had on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to like use, I guess, like, you know, like be like inside my body and not like in my head about it, you know?
Okay, make another resist torture and drugs.
Oh my god.
It's a 7.
For a while, you almost feel like you're getting somewhere, and you almost hear something that from like a distance that's almost sounds like an alarm going off, and the rushing of people that aren't there but feel like they might be. And then all of a sudden you feel a sense of euphoria and ease.
Fuck.
And all of that fades away, and the elevator takes you deeper into the darkness until it starts to reach the bottom, and you can see schools of bioluminescent jellyfish all around you. The elevator hits the bottom, and it's not an ocean floor bottom. It is a dark rock bottom that is perfectly smooth. And you can only illuminated by the light from the jellyfish. The door opens, but no water rushes in.
I just kind of laugh and just go like, this isn't fucking real. And then I guess I put my hand into what I think is the water outside of the elevator.
There's no water there.
But there's bioluminescent jellyfish floating around?
That's correct.
Okay.
And this idea seems impossible to you, but at the same time, you have no explanation for it.
Okay. I walk forward into the ocean that isn't water.
Mm-hmm. As you walk forward, there's kind of a light that's illuminating above you from some source that you can't see. If you try to look up at it, it's extremely bright and you can't get a sense of anything that it's coming from, but it's a spotlight that's beaming down on you.
Mm.
And make an awareness notice.
10.
Wow.
Hopefully there's no important rolls later.
Make another roll.
Right, yeah. Jeez, I was
Because of the 10?
do that. A 1.
In the distance, you can see another spotlight illuminating what looks like a desk with a woman with white hair sitting at it. There's also a chair for you.
Right. Okay. I go up to the woman.
You are now face to face with Dr. Hillman. She has white hair, pale skin. her eyes have no pigment and therefore look red. And she is wearing a lab uniform that's buttoned up. You can see around her neck and underneath her hair there are these almost circuits, veins, but perfectly square. And the last time you saw something like that was on Callista Maddox.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, welcome, Keanu Maui. It's good to meet you, finally.
So this is what it takes to get a meeting with Dr. Hillman. You drug me, and you make me hallucinate, and bring me to this whacked out place.
I wish it was smoother, but you have no neuro implants.
Yeah. It's been kind of like a blessing and a curse my whole life, I guess. Blessing kind of most of the time when no one can fuck with my head, but I guess kind of a curse right now because it sucks what's happening.
Is there any way I can make this more comfortable? I don't want you to feel like it sucks.
Maybe take the restraints off me outside of this vision?
I don't want you to hurt yourself. And you can leave anytime. Simply take the elevator back.
I'm gonna do a human perception.
For sure. Is there anything you're trying to dean from this?
Is that true? Can I leave any time? Is she being truthful about that?
Yeah, okay, make that roll.
6.
Dr. Hillman is incredibly hard to read. She has a very measured face, and she doesn't seem to be very emotional, other than to exude kind of just a neutral pleasantness. As far as you can tell, she doesn't seem to be lying.
Okay, so I take a seat.
I see. Would you like anything? Something to eat, perhaps?
I don't think it would fucking matter in here, so no. I want answers.
I see. Right to the point. I was hoping this meeting could be a little more pleasant. I am happy to give you any answers that I can, but maybe we can be friendly towards each other.
I'd like to, but I'm just in a shit mood right now. I'll try to take it easy on you. First things first. Are you able to be in the real world? Are you alive anymore? Or is this just what it amounts to? A simulation.
I guess the answer is both those things. I am alive and in the simulation.
But you can't exist outside of it. You can't. I mean, not your body, but you'd be able to, communicate and interact with people outside of it.
I can exist outside of it, but I cannot communicate or interact with anybody. I have experienced a terrible accident, and this is the only way that I can present you with, in a way that we can talk together. If you want to see my real self, I can show you. And she kind of motions her hand over to her side, and one of those spotlights comes down, and you can see a very different Dr. Hillman, one inside of a tank, not a cryo tank, but one filled with fluid. There are sort of tendrils that are connected to her, and although this is separated from the world and almost doesn't make sense, you can see the entire unit that she's in. If you wanted to talk with me, this is really the only option.
Well, I'm sorry about all that.
It's okay. I don't regret anything that's happened.
Okay, now I have this question. I think is I want you to answer this honestly.
I'd be happy to try to answer any questions that you have as honestly as possible.
Why would Shane Deacon tell me that everything I need to solve the DollMaker case is in a dossier that he has? Why would he have that dossier? And why would he need us to solve anything if he has the answers right there in his hands? You obviously have way more resources at your fingertips than we do.
I understand how this can be confusing, but we had to control certain aspects of Arcadia. You see, it's my project, my life's work here, one that was started in the chromotech arcology, and one that I have continued over here at Biotechnica. However, as a researcher, I was ill-prepared for the politics of such projects, and forces within Petrochem sought to take my project away from me. So I had to employ deception and guile in a way that I wasn't used to in order to get what I wanted. And I'm sorry that you got caught up in that.
What do you want?
I want control over this project so I can oversee it and make sure that its intentions are altruistic and aligned with what I hope to accomplish.
What project? You're the shit that Shane Deacon said was that you're trying to clean. You're trying to make new like food and life forms, and is that what this project is?
This project, I don't want to succumb to any hubris, but this project is humanity's last hope. Not to. You see, the resources that we need in order to create our technology are finite. What if they came from the same source that we did? What if they were biological in nature rather than mechanical? That's the nature of the Arcadia Initiative. The desire to blur the lines between the technology that we use and the people that we are in order to save the world. This island is our testing ground.
Okay, I get it.
To you?
This is DP Doc talking, I guess. I don't get it. I get it. So you are behind it. The
Behind
DollMaker people losing their minds, plugging themselves into the net, hallucinating. It's all just some genetic biochip that you've put into them.
No. That's where you're wrong. I'm not behind the DollMaker. I'm not causing this. I have profited from it. I've benefited from it in order to take control of this initiative and the project that I built. But now that I have what I want, I intend to stop it. But no, I am not behind it. Although in some way I may be responsible for it, since my work has been perverted.
So what you're saying, Aaron's behind it? You're telling me that this person who lost their mind because of the studies that you did on them is behind it?
What's behind it is a miscalculation. What's behind it is a mistake. One that I didn't make, but I was part of.
Callista.
No. Callista was never a mistake.
But
the mistake
merging
was
her with the AI?
That may have been a mistake, but the mistake itself was in the AI, in the old one, the one at the Chromotech arcology.
What about it?
There was something that we didn't foresee. It led to the disaster. It led to the DollMaker. But that AI, that is the old one, the one that I no longer have access to. It's not evil. It's just confused. It's just
wants
dying
to stay
and alone.
alive?
It just, I guess, in a sense that it could try to stay alive, in that it wants to preserve its memory.
And it's part of Callista, and Callista's part of it now.
When it comes to Callista, it gets a little complicated. You could be talking about the person that died during the disaster. You could be talking about the entity in the AI core, or you could be talking about the transhuman creation that we made. They all have the same name, but they're not the same person.
Then which one do you care about now?
I care about all of them, but that means making some tough decisions and doing what's best for them. The one in the old AI at the Chromotech facility, she's very sick.
Yeah. And you just want to you want to put her down?
No, I want to incorporate her into a better place. One that has learned from the mistakes of the past.
So you don't need us to do this.
No. Your job is to stop the DollMaker, the physical person, enacting the whims of the old AI.
Well, until the AI is shut down, there's no way we can be sure that the AI won't just make another DollMaker. That the AI won't continue to try to get somebody to be the next vessel.
We are working currently on I don't want to say shutting down, but incorporating the old AI. We are very close to accomplishing that. And we have that under control.
And what is this event? You know, I've not firsthand, but I've heard of the new the AI Calissa, talking about this event that they're trying to prevent. What else are you working on?
It's not... I think that event is part of the confusion of the AI. Allow me to try to explain this. To do so, we have to go back to the Chromotech disaster so I can show you what happened. And with that, the lights kind of fade around you.
That is episode 13, book 2 of Dark Future Dice, the DollMaker. It's heating up in here. Is it just the summertime or is it just me? I don't know. It's intense. So
It's this apartment. We had to turn the AC off to record this song.
yeah.
It's really humid.
Thanks again, all of you, for listening, and thanks once again to our Patreon producers, Christian Fish and Zetz.
And also thanks to David Dial and Kieran So Lame-like, who submitted NPCs because they were part of the Patreon NPC tier. And these are the first that will be rolled out of many NPCs that were created by our patrons and are going to be incorporated into the adventure. So I hope you enjoyed that. And thanks so much to those patrons and to all our patrons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to explain, just in case you missed it, the difference between the NPC tier and just what we've been doing in the past, which is just naming people that shout us out on Twitter, naming characters after them, is that you get to create your own NPC and what they look like and their name and stuff like that, instead of us just shouting people out by naming characters after them, which we're still going to do.
Yeah.
You can follow us on Twitter for all our updates at Rocket Adrift on Twitter. And we have a Discord open that you can also join. The invite code should be on our Twitter as well. We should pin it. We haven't really pinned it or anything.
We'll put a pin in that.
Yeah, so people can actually find it. But yeah,
you can
we're
also
public.
search it.
Yeah,
it's
you
a
can
public
search
Discord.
us. It's just Rocket Adrift Dark Future Dice on Discord. Yeah, come on over and chat with us.
Yeah, we just added a text adventure channel where people are doing their own Cyberpunk text adventure games. It's a volunteer basis. Whoever wants to be the GM can GM, and whoever wants to play along, it's first come, first serve. And yeah, it's really cool. So if you want to come over and join, come on over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also have great general discussions, a spoiler zone where you can talk about the latest episode, and a cool theories place where you can put your theories as to who you think the DollMaker is.
Me and Lindsay aren't allowed to look at it.
Yep.
No, you're not. You're banned from that one.
Yeah. All right, so we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.